The battle of the savings is back on, guys. And in this video, we're going to talk about which one is better, Betterment 2.69% or Wealthfront's 2.57%. Now, I do want to say something, guys. I'm not just going based off the interest rate because it's just like the figure, but I'm also going to go over the entire company and all the details on which one is actually better and where you should actually put your money, why, and all that fancy stuff. On top of that, I do want to be transparent. I do want to be honest. I don't want to be called biased. And here it is, guys. I currently do have Wealthfront. I'm trying to save up around $96,000 in that account to buy a property. That's why I save up money there. But here's my thing, and here's why I'm not biased. Why, Tommy? Why aren't you biased when you have Wealthfront ready? How can you give a non-biased review? Well, the answer is this. Because all I need to hear is 3 things to move my money somewhere else. Number 1, FDIC insurance. Number 2, no fees. Number 3, a higher interest rate. So when I hear all 3 of those things, I move my money somewhere else. But in certain occasions, it might be not worth it to actually move the money because it might just be a bait and switch. Now, if you haven't seen my video on Wealthfront or my video on Betterment, I did a full review on both of these savings accounts, so make sure you check those out before you actually watch this video. So let's get right into it, guys. And if you guys don't know me, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant, and I post videos on YouTube every single day. Yes, I said daily content. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video, which again is every single day. And hit the like button also while you're at it if you're excited to actually find out which one is actually better in the battle of the savings accounts. And I want to ask you a question. Currently, where do you have your money? Is it Wealthfront or Betterment? And if you don't have your savings in one of these accounts, let me know in the comments down below, why are you not getting the maximum out of your money? Comment down below, let me know. I'm just trying to find out. Be honest, because that way I get a gauge of what you're actually doing and I can probably help you there. So just comment down below and let me know. Now, the first thing I want to break down is this. Well, Tommy, what is Betterment and Wealthfront all about, okay? These are great rates. I don't really care about anything. It's just like 10 basis points. It doesn't really matter, okay? Well, the answer is this, guys. If you guys don't know why these companies are doing this, it's basically because of 2 reasons. And here they are. If you don't know, these are not savings accounts. Now, that might be a shock to you, or it might not be, but here's my thing. If you call in and you ask, like, hey, is this a savings account? They'll tell you, no, it's not. It's a platform, and this platform allows you to use participating banks to put your money in there and earn a higher rate. That's how this works. So just to clarify, it's not a savings account. It's actually a platform because legally, by the federal government, they cannot call it a savings account because legally they cannot have you move your money over 6 times a month without being a savings account. Okay, it's not possible. It's not legal. So that's how they actually get around the entire system, which is very, very smart. And we benefit from it, so I'm not complaining about it, but I just want to clarify that. On top of that, there's only 2 reasons they're actually offering these rates, and here they are. Number 1 is this: customer acquisition. They want to acquire more customers because when Wealthfront did this, they acquired a lot of customers. Now, Betterment is trying to do the same thing to acquire more customers. Now, why do they maintain the rate once they have the customers? Because they know this: people are not dumb. If people see that you did a bait and switch on them, they will leave you for the next person, the next competitor. That's how finance is. It is ruthless. So in this case, Wealthfront is maintaining this rate. Great. Betterment, do we know they're going to maintain it? We don't know just yet. And I'm going to tell you in another video what I actually think of them maintaining it or not maintaining it and what my theory actually is. Now, just to clarify, because every now and then I get these comments saying like, hey, you know, Tommy, saving isn't that important. It doesn't matter how much money you save up. It's just like decimals. It's like 2% of your money. It doesn't matter, okay? And the answer is this. We all know that savings accounts are basically for one thing, okay? And it's basically for saving for assets and to fight inflation. That's what I think when I think about a savings account. But just to put it into perspective, imagine I gave you $1 million, right? And I told you, hey, there's only one rule here. You can't use the money. So you can't spend $1 million, but I'll allow you to earn the money on the interest no matter what. And you say, okay, that's great. Free money for me. Okay. Now, here's the thing, guys. This $1 million, you can either put it in Chase, Discover, Wealthfront, Betterment, Ally Bank. You can put it in any of these banks. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you put $1 million in Chase's savings accounts, earning around 0.015%, you'll earn around $150.01. Now, I'm not lying. Look this up. So in reality, if I give you $1 million, you would only be able to earn around $150.01 a year from my money. I would say like, hey, just give me my money back, bro. You're not doing anything with it. On top of that, that might seem like a lot of money, but only if you live in Madagascar. We live in America. $150 can't even buy you a bagel these days or a Starbucks coffee. So that's why it's so important to have a savings account. Now, if you put this money into Discover, which is offering around 2.05%, by the way, they lowered it from 2.10% to 2.05%. Everyone notice, okay, Discover, you're not slick. Now, here's my thing, guys. If you put your money in here, this $1 million that I gave you, well, you're going to earn around $20,693.72. Now, if you don't know, that's beyond the poverty rates. In reality, this $1 million is going to make you enough money that you can actually live a pretty normal life from. So that's why 2% is still a lot of money. Now, if you put your money in Ally Bank, you're going to earn around $21,203.31 from literally 2.10%. Now, I know what you're asking. Well, Tommy, what about Wealthfront and Betterment? Because everyone talks about them. And here's the answer, guys. If you put $1 million into Wealthfront, you'll earn around $26,004.90. Again, I think I messed it up. Well, you earn around $26,004.90. Now, if you put that same amount of money into Betterment at 2.69%, well, you earn around $27,234.15. In reality, you'll earn around $1,204 more. And again, it might not seem like a lot of money, but any extra money on your money is a better deal for you. So that's just a little perspective on why interest rates are so important. If you have your money in a big bank like BOA, Wells Fargo, Chase, you're losing a ton of your money every single year. On top of that, you're actually losing value on your money because of inflation is 2% every single year. So I highly recommend you shift your money into a high yield savings account. That's what I would do if I were you. Okay, that's what I would do. On top of that, guys, comment down below and let me know, how much money would you currently own? I'll be honest. How much money would you currently earn if I gave you $1 million a day from your savings accounts? Comment down below. Let me know, because I want to find out how many people actually have Chase, BOA, Wells Fargo, Wealthfront, Betterment, Ally Bank, Discover, all these fancy banks. I want to find out how much money would you earn from $1 million if I gave it to you today. Comment down below. Let me know. So now we're all clear on why interest rates are so important and why these companies are actually doing this. Well, now let's go over and let's actually compare Betterment versus Wealthfront. And here we go, guys. The first thing is actually interest rates. Tommy, it's pretty obvious, okay? I'm gonna put my money in Betterment because I'm gonna earn more money there. Why would I go to Wealthfront when it's literally like 12 basis points difference, okay? Well, the answer is this, right? Wealthfront, 2.59%, Betterment, 2.69%. And here's the thing, guys. You might say, Tommy, Betterment is the best deal, and here's why, blah, blah, blah. And the answer is this, guys, okay? Wealthfront has no incentive to switch it up or down. It just changes based on the Fed rate. We understand that, right? Now, here's the thing. Betterment offers 2.69%, but the catch is this. You have to get waitlisted for the checkings accounts. If you don't get waitlisted, well, you have to basically go down to 2.43%, which is not that good compared to 2.59% from Wealthfront. We all understand that. But here's my thing, guys. You might say, Tommy, it's just a wait list. I just put my money here. It doesn't matter, okay? Well, the answer is this, guys, okay? We all know that this checkings account is going to be released like later this year. So my question is this. Do you know what's going to happen after that checkings account actually gets released? You know, that's my question to you. Now, here's my thing. Before it gets released, Betterment is almost guaranteed a lot more customers than it currently has. Why? Because every single person out there, millennials, old people, my people, your people, whatever people out there, okay, everyone is going to rush over there. Why? Because they're offering 2.69%. Now, I did notice something which is crazy. If you go on Google and you type in like Allied Bank or Allied Savings Accounts, Betterment comes up and it says like 2.69%. So right now, they're in customer acquisition mode. So here's my thing. They're going to acquire a lot of customers. But my question is this. What happens after the checkings accounts comes out? Will they switch it to 2.43% or will they keep it to 2.69%? And that's what has me so confused, and it has me kind of like weirded out about it, because in reality I'm like, okay, you know, if they switch it, I'm going to Wealthfront, but it makes no sense to move my money if they're going to switch it in the next months to come, okay? So that's what's going on. Let me know if that makes sense to you so far. Now, the second thing is this, guys. FDIC insurance. Tommy, they both have FDIC insurance. Why are we talking about this? $1 million. Well, not really, not fully, and here's why. Again, they don't really insure it themselves. They insure with other participating banks. That's how they get to $1 million. But here's my thing. With Wealthfront, you can actually get up to $2 million. Yes, I said $2 million with FDIC insurance. Tommy, how? What are you talking about, bro? Well, here's my thing, guys. I actually have a joint account. Me and my girlfriend, we're trying to save it for a property, $96,000, right? Everybody knows that now, right? But here's my thing. because we're a joint account, we can actually have like FDIC insurance up to $2 million. Now, with Betterment, they don't offer joint accounts, neither trust accounts, or none of that stuff. So in reality, you can only have up to $1 million. Again, this is still a lot of money. The average person doesn't have that much money, but in reality, I'm just putting that out there just in case you want to save money with your partner or your friends or whatever you want to do. So I'm just putting it out there so you actually understand that Wealthfront offers joint accounts and trust accounts, but Betterment doesn't offer that, just to clarify. Now, when it comes to minimums in the accounts, they're basically very low, okay? They have no minimums, but there are requirements you can actually open up the account. With Wealthfront, you only need $1. With Betterment, you need $10. And this is, okay, by the way, if this is the deal breaker for you, bro, you literally need to focus on making more money. If the deal breaker is, hey, I don't have $1, I don't have $10, like what's going on here? Well, focus on making more money. Don't focus on saving more money, okay? Making more money is more important than saving more money. If you don't have $10, then there's a problem. Start making more money. Look into that. Don't look into savings accounts anymore. Go look into making more money. I have a bunch of business plans on the channel. Just check that out, and then that way you can actually earn more money. On top of that, Tommy, what about checkings accounts? Now, here's my thing, guys. This is a savings account, so we're not really talking about that. But in reality, I do want to mention it. Why? Because you won't be able to access your savings accounts with Betterment. So everyone out there might be thinking, okay, Tommy, Wealthfront, you can't really, you don't have a checkings account. Well, that's a big deal for me. With Betterment, I have a checkings account, right? Well, yeah, true, but you still can't access your savings accounts with the checkings accounts, okay? That's what I want to clarify. So you can't really move money immediately from your checkings to savings with Betterment. Why? Because again, it is not a real savings account. It is a platform, so they can't legally do that. They can't legally offer like an account number or routing number. They don't have any of that stuff. Why? Because it's a platform, not a real savings account. So in reality, yes, it has a checkings account, but in reality, you can't even access your savings accounts along with it, which is kind of like a deal breaker, and it kind of like, just kind of like dilutes the entire like thing of like, oh my gosh, checkings and savings, that's great. Well, in reality, no, because you can't really use the savings account, so it doesn't really make any sense in this argument. So that's why I'm kind of like erasing it, okay? On top of that, we have the customer service. Wealthfront is actually 24/7 with emails. Betterment actually gives you 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. with calls and also emails. Again, I did call Betterment, asked a lot of questions. I didn't get all the answers I wanted, but they did call me back after the next day and told me, hey, Tommy, you asked a bunch of questions. We're going to call you back later on when we have all the answers. So just wanted to clarify that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, great. All right. But with Wealthfront, I did email them, and they literally sent me around like 3 paragraphs with all the details on my answer. So I do appreciate Wealthfront's attention to detail. But again, that's only because it is email, so they have a lot more time to look up everything, while Betterment is like more on the line, on the call, on the spot, with the pressure, so they can't just be like, okay, let me search everything up, all right, and then write in the email. That's not how it works. So Betterment, customer service, I like it a lot. Wealthfront, also good. So it's kind of like, but Betterment is still a little bit better. Because why? Because hey, it's phone service. You can actually call in and actually talk about your account. I like that a lot. So Betterment, good job there. Now, I did get some comments about unlimited withdrawals, bill pay, and also account number. Tommy, I can't pay my bills with my savings accounts. Tommy, I can't get an account number and just like set up with direct deposit. I can't do that. I'm just so tired of this, okay? Well, the answer is this, okay? It's not a big deal. And here's why. Again, this is a platform, not a real savings accounts. But here's my thing. If you're trying to pay your bills from your savings accounts, well, what are you doing? This is like a savings account. You're supposed to put money aside to save your money, not to spend your money on your bills. It's completely different. So put your money in a savings for savings and your money in checkings for checking. So for me, not a big deal breaker. Again, I don't really care about that stuff. And again, I don't really care about unlimited withdrawals either, because again, I'm not going to take out money more than once a month from this account. It doesn't make any sense. Why am I even saving money if I'm taking it out every single month? It doesn't make any sense for me. So in reality, if this is a deal breaker for you, then this is probably the wrong product for you. Just wanted to clarify that. On top of that, I want to make sure you guys understand why this checkings account is such a big deal for me. Now, everyone's going to be saying, Tommy, you don't talk about the checkings accounts. You need to talk about this stuff. And the answer is this. My main worry with the checkings accounts is that it's a switch and flip or bait and switch, whatever you want to call it, okay? But my main worry is this, guys. They're trying to acquire customers to get the checkings accounts because they can make money from transactions, okay? But my main thing is this. What happens after they get all the customers for the checkings accounts? What's going to happen? On top of that, I wouldn't be surprised if Wealthfront rolls out like a debit card with like cash back or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised, okay? But my main thing is this. What happens, Betterment, after the checking accounts? Do you drop the waitlist rate of 2.69% or do you still keep it? That's my main issue here. It's not clear. It's not transparent. I want answers and I want them today. So somebody comment down below. Let me know if you work at Betterment. Now, we have made some comparisons here. And comment down below. What do you think about the comparisons? If you like them, if you don't like it, which one is better for you so far? And I want to talk about a feature that neither of these savings accounts actually, by the way, sorry. Neither of these platforms actually has, because again, we can't call them savings accounts because they're not savings accounts. So if they are savings accounts, then we wouldn't be able to do unlimited withdrawals because we don't even need unlimited withdrawals, you know what I'm saying? Okay. But I want to talk about also the features that they actually lack. Tommy, what are you talking about? The answer is this, guys. If you don't know, I've been requesting this feature for around like 2 days now, and I want it as fast as possible, okay? I have Wealthfront, right? And Wealthfront participated with 4 banks to give me $1 million in FDIC insurance because I'm with my girlfriend. We have $2 million in FDIC insurance. Great. Awesome. But here's my thing. I don't know where my money is located when I deposit it. I want a feature in the app, in the website that shows me exactly in what participating bank, same thing with Betterment, in what participating bank my money is inside, how much money I have in there, and how they actually select it, okay? And here's my thing, here's why. Because eventually, if I have over $1 million, I want to make sure that my money is equally distributed across all those 4 banks, and I want to know exactly where the money is at all times and the balance on those accounts at all times. That's what I want to know. So please make sure to include a feature in these applications where you can actually see this, because I think a lot of people want to know exactly in what bank their money is actually in at all times. That's a cool feature if you ask me. Now, if you made it this far into the video, go ahead and like the video and comment down below and let me know. And I want to give you guys my final thoughts and what I'm actually going to do for your loyalty. And here it is, guys. In reality, what's going to happen is this. Number one is this, guys. These companies just want to grow their customer base, and I'm taking advantage of it because, again, they're growing the customer base, but I'm taking advantage of these high rates. Number two, Betterment might just switch the entire thing. It might be a bait and switch to get you to register, and then when the checking accounts actually comes out, they'll switch it back to 2.43%. I wouldn't be surprised by that, okay? On top of that, number three, remember, guys, the goals for these companies is to get you to invest in their products. So, for example, Wealthfront is always advertising like, hey, Tommy, you should invest in your future with ETFs and all this fancy stuff. I don't invest with the Robo investing stuff because why? Because they charge me 0.25%. It doesn't make any sense for me, so I invest with Acorns. That doesn't charge me a single dime when it comes to management fees. They just charge me $1 a month. I'd rather $1 a month than you take in 0.25% of my portfolio of $500,000 in the future, which is a lot of money when you do some quick math. On top of that, guys, am I going to keep my money in Wealthfront or Betterment? The answer is this. I always think both. Why? Because I don't have to limit myself to nothing. Now, here's why. This does not affect your credit score, so why wouldn't you do it? So in reality, I might open a Betterment account and just have it there just in case to see what happens and put some money in there also. Now, here's my thing. The moment you guys try to bait and switch me, I'm out of there. Why? Because I'm still going to keep my Wealthfront account open. Why? Because I trust Wealthfront in the sense that I know for a fact that they're having way too much like publicity when it comes to the savings accounts rates, and they don't want to lose their customer base by having these people come here and take everything over. So in the next upcoming month or week or whatever you want to call it, I strongly believe Wealthfront is going to do something to fight this back. Either an article, raise the rates, or say something on Twitter. By the way, I saw a bunch of tweets saying like, hey, you know, Wealthfront, I'm gonna move all my money, and Ally, I'm gonna move all my money if you don't raise the rates. What's going on here? The answer is this. They don't really care, you know? And I'm gonna tell you why, okay? They don't really care. Like, they have a very good rate. They have a very good competitive rate. So everyone out there might complain about it. But right now, we don't know if Betterment's gonna keep that rate up. So I want some clarification from Betterment if they're gonna stay competitive, or they're just doing this for the fact of just getting more customers. I want some clarifications. Comment down below. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think Wealthfront's going to stay competitive, or you think they're going to raise their rates? Or do you think Betterment is going to take over this entire race and stay on the top? Comment down below. Let me know. And as always, guys, thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, go ahead and like the video. It helps the channel out a ton, and I really appreciate it. On top of that, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video, which is every single day. Yes, I talk fast when I get excited about this stuff, okay? I get excited about savings accounts, that's why I talk so fast, okay? On top of it, if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, just DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson. And if you want to join us on Discord, just join us on Discord, link down below. Only 100 spots are open. Once it's filled, we're not going to open it up again until 2020. So again, we still can. I'll see you guys next time on the next video. Thanks for watching, and peace.
You've got to start at the bottom.